The dragons, those popular mythical beings in medieval Europe and in the Chinese culture, symbolized all the vital forces of traditions, the backbone of the earth itself, transforming the power of what is deep and profound. The dragons had the gift of flight. They could fly to the highest level. One of them took on the form of a human being and stalked the earth, leaving his mark behind. He was here for a short time because in reality he belonged to the world of dreams. But before he ventured on his flight, he wanted to show us that man himself can fly too. Bruce Lee was not only the most famous martial arts screen stars of all times, but behind his public image, there was a real person, a martial arts master, a philosopher, a friend. His untimely death converted him into a myth, but beyond the myth is the man and his legacy. What was the other Bruce Lee like, and what legacy did he leave us? Almost 30 years have gone by since his death. The aim of this program is to analyze how Bruce Lee was seen by some of his intimate friends, direct students, and the students of the last generation of his art. Jeet Kune Do, the way of the interceptor fist, was the name that Bruce Lee chose to define his teaching combinations. The side that is best known by the public is that of the actor, screenwriter, and even film director. He created a new style of action films, nowadays highly popular. His secrets as a fighter were shared with 4 men. The first one was the late James Lee. The second one is Taki Kimura, who is retired. The third, Danny Nosanto, one of the most prolific JKD masters, who has trained some of the world's best JKD masters in the art of Bruce Lee. The fourth martial artist is Ted Wong, one of the few direct students of Bruce Lee's, originally from China. He was Bruce Lee's shadow, his training partner and friends for many years.
I studied under Bruce Lee was in 1967, early 1967, and I was very fortunate to accepted into his class in Chinatown, Los Angeles. And later on, he took me in as his private student and workout partner. And I consider very honored and very fortunate to be able to train with him and to learn many knowledge from him.
Cass Magda is Canadian. He was a student and personal secretary of Danny Nosanto for 5 years. At the moment, he teaches Jeet Kune Do, an Indonesian martial arts work with which he combines with his movie acting career.
Well, because I wanted to become a liberated martial artist, that I was dissatisfied with Taekwondo, that I wanted something realistic. And I was fascinated by Bruce Lee's philosophy and the Jeet Kune Do ideas of self-realization.
Burton Richardson, a student of Danny Nosanto's, is the founder of Jeet Kune Do Unlimited, author of many books and videos on the art of Bruce Lee. Burton has a school in Hawaii and regularly teaches in the United States.
Guess what usually happens?
I think Bruce Lee was mainly an example of setting goals and reaching goals, because this is what he did in all aspects of his life. And he did it so well, especially under the conditions he was in at that time, that I think that's why so many people still look up to him.
Joaquin Almeria is one of Danny Nosanto's student, actor, and internationally known Jeet Kune Do expert. At present, Joaquin Almeria lives in Las Vegas and regularly teaches courses in Europe, the United States, and South America.
Era un gran estudioso de la filosofía y sobre todo fue un gran amigo, padre de familia, y el legado que nos dejó detrás básicamente es un legado de inspiración.
Bob Doblojanin is a student of Cass Magda's and Danny Nosanto's, expert in Southeast Asiatic art and Jeet Kune Do. Bob Doblojanin lives and teaches in Germany.
I think Bruce Lee means many things to many different people. To me, he is one of the greatest martial artists of the 20th century, probably, and also a huge movie star who really created a new film genre, the martial arts movies.
Bruce Lee's contribution was not that of reviving tradition. His step was qualitative. It was one of those steps that dramatically overturned evolution. The martial artist converts himself into the center of attention in front of the art or the styles that he practices. Indeed, this is a revolution of individual talent opposed to traditional schools that push their students to adapt themselves to styles. Bruce Lee tells us to select that which is useful from each style and simply learn to let go of the rest. His message was direct. Traveling free of luggage will make us go faster. John Pellegrini is the founder of Hapkido combat style and instructor of the Green Beret of the United States Army.
We will be very, very hard to find another one like him. His death was a tragedy. It was something, very premature, very sad. But he still, in a short life, he left us a tremendous legacy.
Bruce Lee. Very few men are recalled with such respect and admiration in the world of martial arts and cinema. He was the one responsible for opening the secrets of Kung Fu to the West, secrets well guarded by his forefathers. Through the great screen, he made martial arts popular. Hirokazu Kanazawa is the most important international karate master of the 20th century. Many people consider him as the best karate artist of all times.
彼はやっぱりこのマーシャルアーツ、特に空手の世界に宣伝していく、宣伝するという意味においては大きな効果を成してくれたと思います。
But it is in the film world where Bruce Lee left his seal of influence. A new class of action films was born directly from his genius, and this includes most of the actors of action films who came in the following decades, such as Jackie Chan, Chuck Norris, Sammo Hung, etc. Actors and martial artists such as Steven Seagal, Van Damme, Richard Norton appeared in his films, and all of those who came after Bruce Lee are in debt to him for the class of film from which they make a living. Richard Norton is a world-famous Australian actor and martial art expert.
Well, obviously, as we all know, he pretty much introduced the whole idea of the action genre martial art movie. I still remember going to see Enter the Dragon for the first time, and the effect, of course, was astounding. He was, really was ahead of his time as far as how to translate what he did onto the big screen. But we were brought up very much on a John Wayne type fight where you go into the bar and there's this big pullback and a wallop, and a big reaction. And the people in the audience had a chance to go, up, wow, they had a chance to see the punch start and to see the punch end.
Rene Latosa is master of the art of Philippine Latosa Eskrima and is known worldwide in the arts of combat.
Probably without him, a lot of this would not exist. And I think that he brought the charismatic aspect to martial arts.
He learned about other arts such as karate, judo, jiu-jitsu, boxing, western eskrima, etc., which meant a tremendous impact on a youth eager to learn and whose martial experience was still restricted by the Chinese tradition. His ideas about combat were greatly affected, and his energies and evolution went in search for a total fighting system.
I could say that I just want to do as many different techniques as possible. So I could start saying if he comes in here and I do this sort of thing and I come in, right, I work to this sort of thing, possibly back here. Okay, these are possible techniques. But Bruce Lee said the idea is to only use what works, what actually works. Now this is the philosophy that guides JKD.
Tim Tackett is one of those old masters with an international reputation on the art of Bruce Lee.
Well, using no way as a way, it means that that there's no set Bruce kind of played around with philosophy, you know, and that real Taoist kind of stuff, you know, and Zen Buddhist thing. But using no way as a way of saying that there is no system, there is no style that is my path, there is no pathway that I'm going to follow to get to the end of this road. I may deviate off different things as things happen. So my mindset is not to say this is the truth. The truth, and make that a truth with a capital T, is always outside of all fixed patterns. Any system is a fixed pattern. It's fixed. There is this thing. Truth is encapsulated into this, so that you have Polish martial arts truth and you have Hungarian martial arts truth. But truth is outside of all of that. It's only a partial truth. So if you say, well, my Polish martial art is better than your Hungarian martial art, all you're saying is my cage that I'm trapped in is better than your cage that you're trapped in, because they're both trapped in cages because they're thinking in one way. So you want to use no way as the way. That's basically that attitude.